How is it going? Welcome back. It has been a while since I've worked on a car on the channel, since we've kind of built something on here, but we are at a new beginning because I've been working on my drift car behind the scenes, and it's finally at a point where we are now putting it back together, and I want to show you guys what's going on. So let me just give you a quick update and show you what we've got going on behind me. I'm not gonna get crazy in depth with it because I just want to get to work, but yeah, that is my 350Z with no engine in the engine bay. That's a VQ, and that's a VQ. That new motor is going in the car, and this one I will be keeping to hopefully do some fun stuff with, but we will see what goes on in the future. Now, I've already cleaned up the bay as best I could. I found out what new parts I want and what new parts I need when everything goes back in, but like I said, the reason why this is gonna be the start now is because we're building it, and then we're gonna drift it, right? I've never really shown the car on the channel. I've done a lot of stuff to it in the past, but I've never showed it. So that's why I'm going to show everything from here on out, starting from that. So I was able to prep the new JDM motor as much as I could, but as of right now, I actually don't have the new clutch kit. So that's what's stopping me from putting the transmission on and actually getting it to a point where I can put it into the car. That being said, here's what I've got done right now. This is the engine right here behind me. So it is basically 100% ready. We'll call it 85% because I have the flywheel on, just need the clutch kit, put the transmission, and then the whole thing goes in the car. I do think it's ready to go. I don't have anything else in mind that it needs. All the grounds are there. I think it's ready. So now, really at this point, all we can do is wait, because without those parts, I can't actually put everything together. The 350Z has got to be one of the easiest cars to pull the motor out of. The fact that the full rad support comes off like this makes it so easy, because the motor is pretty big, and the CD, the trans, is pretty big too. So being able to just pull it right through the front, you don't need to lift it really, really high. It's got that fake firewall thing, so there's basically nothing connected to it. You just undo the AC, couple grounds, fuel lines, and it's out. It was so easy. That's why I'm kind of antsy to get this new motor back in, because I know as soon as I get those parts, it's done. I'm just gonna throw it in, fire it up, and go do some skids, which we gotta get to ASAP because I kind of miss drifting. I've got some parts to wait for, so I'm gonna be back as soon as they show up, and we'll get right back to it. Alright guys, so we're back at the shop. I have the slide hammer set up here ready to go. Let's see if I can't bang this out. Are we ready? Woo! Let's go! Alright, so with the old autopilot bearing out, we can put in a new one from the new clutch kit, which I actually just did. And now that that's in, everything should be smooth sailing from here. All that I need to do is get the flywheel back on, finish putting the clutch kit back together, put this transmission on, and get to where I should have been yesterday, but right now. Thankfully, I've got a little more time today. It's only like 11 a.m. or something like that, so yesterday I was starting at 5. The flywheel is on, pilot bearing is behind it like it's supposed to be. I'm going to finish putting on the clutch kit, and then I will update you guys once everything is on the back of the motor. But quick tip, make sure you brake clean your flywheel before putting it on. It goes a long way. And there it is. It is just about ready to go. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I may have forgotten, but it doesn't seem like it. I've got the starter on, everything's tight. I have it hooked up to the crane, and I can't really think of anything else, so we'll probably just lift it and try and throw it in. And as you just saw, it's in there. Took a bit of work, not gonna lie. Struggled a little bit, but it's in. That's all that matters. Had to take the intake plenum off, but I don't know what else to say. I just want to keep working on it. Okay, so I haven't really been going at it with any sort of plan, but I've been chipping away at a few things that need to be done so I can start it for the first time. So I have the alternator on. I put the power steering pump on. I've got all the belts, all the grounds, the heater hoses on the back, and the alternator and starter are hooked up. So I think now I'm gonna wire up the motor and the trans, then I can put the fuel lines and stuff on the top, and we can try and fire it up for the first time. So let's button those last few things up and we'll see where that takes us. So as I was wiring it up, I noticed something that I figured I might as well point out. There's actually a difference between the oil pressure sensor on the JDM motor versus the US motor. So you're gonna have to use the USDM oil pressure sensor and take off the JDM one for it to work with your stock engine harness. What I'm gonna do, I just finished cleaning up my area, just kind of cleaned the forest, put the hoist away. I'm gonna go get lunch, and while I'm out there, I'm gonna buy some transmission fluid. And when I get back, we'll fill the transmission fluid in, and we should be ready to try and fire it up. So I'm starving. I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys in like 5 seconds. So we are back at the shop. I've stocked up. We've got some tranny fluid and I've got some engine oil. I ate my food, so I'm full. It's got tranny fluid, it's got engine oil. I actually just put the drive shaft in just because I don't want the tranny fluid to leak out the back when it starts spinning. So I just threw the drive shaft in so that doesn't happen. I gotta hook up the battery. Chances are it's gonna be dead. I brought my Jetta for that exact reason because I don't mind jump starting a car with this car. But yeah, we'll hook the battery back up. I actually took off the ignition coils just to let the motor spin because I've never heard it before I actually, fire it up. So we're gonna crank it a few times to make sure I did everything right. And if all goes to plan, we'll hook up those ignition coils, turn it one more time, and it should just blast on like normal. All right, outside the car, I have the battery tender hooked up. So first, let's just see if it primes. Yep, that's the fuel pump for sure. It's been so long since I've seen all these dash lights come on. All right, let's, there's my temp control. Okay, we're back. I just had to plug in my temp control so my fans don't start going crazy. All right, ready? Let's see if it cranks. Oh, I gotta put my foot on the clutch. Woo, okay, that's a good sign. It just means the battery's super dead. So let's get some juice into it. Okay, I turned it up to the jump start mode instead of the charging mode, and let's see what happens. Yeah, this little guy this ain't gonna cut it, so we gotta pull the Jetta in, at least as far as I can. I gotta scoot the motor back a bit. But let's get this in here, because I wanna hear this crank, so I can hook everything else up and actually fire it up. All right, this is attempt number 3. And here's the setup. Let's see what we got going on. My Jetta has a bit of an exhaust leak, so I honestly don't know how well you're gonna be able to hear this, but we're gonna give this thing a crank. Woo! That sounds healthy. Yes, sir. I hear compression. I've plugged in all the ignition coils. Gonna fire up the Jetta. We're gonna go back into the Z. If I know what I'm doing, it should start right now, and I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing, so let's get to it. This is the big moment. I can't let it run for long because there's no coolant hoses hooked up, but let's give it a go. Okay, now it fired up, but it's running like absolute crap, and I'm gonna assume that's because I don't have the bottom O2s plugged in because I don't have the mid pipes on. But it runs, smells real good, smells real nice. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I've still got some buttoning up to do on this car, and like I said, my goal is to drift this thing again, because I haven't drifted it since last October, and it's April now, so winter kind of got in the way, and then I took some time to do this, and we're gonna get back out there soon. But thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, leave a like on the video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Peace out.